Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, where we will bring you candid conversation. In each conversation, we will talk about real life ups and downs while tackling unresolved matters. We will also unmask issues and truly speak straightforward and candid about our needs and brokenness, while allowing ourselves to exhale so that we can become victorious. This is a place where you can be open to the possibilities of living life in abundance while gaining tools to become bold and complete. So let's get to it.
Well, y'all know I enjoy that off-camera conversation. I wish sometime, Abigail, you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to get some clips of the behind the scenes and just run it so folks can see how much y'all be cutting up. I be trying to corral them and get them back and get them ready. But we have some behind the scenes conversation that I think is worthy to be shared. So, all righty. With that being said, we should get this conversation going.
All right,
Brother Carter, could you introduce our guests?
Tierra and Meka.
Yes,
Tierra and Meka.
I cannot.
Their light shines so bright that you can't dim their light. So,
what introduction do they need?
Yeah. These are Tierra and Meka.
Okay, Brother Carter.
So, Tierra, you know how we do on this show. There's your camera right there. Tell them people who you are and what you represent or something.
Hi. My name is Tierra, and I'm just a girl, and I'm really happy to be here.
Okay.
Okay, y'all.
But what do you have some other things that?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Glad you asked.
Since you asked. So I have a coaching program that I've been doing since 2020, where I help single Christian women and also married Christian women to overcome insecurities, set boundaries, all of the things, so that they can understand their identity in Christ and be bold and not let people dim their light. I also have published a Breakup to Breakthrough journal to help people go from breakups in relationships to kind of learning and having introspection and reflecting. And I'm co-host to Real Refined Podcast and a good friend to the Love and Victory Show.
There you go, honey. A real friend.
That's Tierra Sade right there.
All right.
All right. And we also have another beautiful one on the show. Her first time on the show, I believe.
Will not be the last.
Will not be the last for sure.
She been on me too, because she so graciously said, "Well, okay, whenever you invite me, I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I love it."
So that's Miss Meka over there. Meka, tell the people a little bit about yourself, if you will.
Well.
Oh. That's for me.
Y'all so churchy.
You'll keep it PG. Well, I am Meka. Hello, everybody, and a great friend to Val and the Victory family and Brother Carter.
All right.
Over here. And I'm a stylist, wardrobe stylist. So I dress people for all occasions and somewhat of a life coach. It turned into that.
Yeah.
And also I am into precious metals. So when you're asking what is precious metals?
Yes.
Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. I am a retailer of that as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
You can tell by the hat that you're some kind of stylist.
Oui.
Yeah. I was going to say you got that French shit going on over there.
S'il vous plaît. That's all I know.
Yeah, so that's what we have on the show today, and we're talking about today's subject is going to be you can't dim my light, and I don't think we can. So let's go.
First, we got to do our In the Loop segment.
All right, In the Loop.
In the Loop is where we keep you guys in the loop with everything that we have going on, from nonprofit to our other radio shows. So, of course, we have our bowling and brunch tomorrow. You can still get tickets. How many tickets do we have left, Aaron? How many?
2
tickets left. We got 2 tickets left. So if you want to go in, we still have a little bit left for you to go in and get your tickets and join us for a day of fun tomorrow. Get them soon so we can get you on a team.
There you go.
Another way that you can support L&V is...
Hold on. Go back to the bowling. Go back to the bowling right quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want you to leave that that thing up there where they can
Hit that right now.
Okay.
Hit that right now.
And don't forget that this bowling and brunch is a fundraiser for our toy drive.
There we go.
You guys are, if you're coming, please bring a toy.
Yeah.
Because
or 2 or 3
or 7. You know, because we're gonna have a really big toy drive. We really want to bless the kids over at Texas Children.
And if you cannot make it also to the bowling brunch with us, we had that code thing up there, right there.
That code is for tickets. This is the code to make donations.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right.
There you go.
So they can scan there. If you can't make it tomorrow, you can definitely make a donation there, or you can just drop off a toy. Either one is fine.
And your generous contributions will be welcome throughout the year. So we have more than just the bowling brunch event for the children. We have other things going on for Christmas and everything else.
Something going. So please, you can also go to the website. And you can donate right from the website. What is the website address?
LVERINC.com.
Go to donate it. We keep it real simple for you.
That's
there is no reason you can't give to someone else.
We also have Tasteful and Toxic, another radio show of ours on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. You can tune in on YouTube on Thursdays at 8 a.m.
Yeah, 1.9 right now. 1.9.
That's
the count is up to 1.9 on that show.
That's real good.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
And if you'd like to collaborate with us, if you want your own radio show, if you want to do advertising, if you want to be a guest on our show, reach out to us at info@lvwithval.com.
All righty then.
Now it is time for our acronym of the day. And as you know, the acronym is supposed to kind of set the tone for the show, give us something to go off of. So today's show is You Can't Dim My Light. So the word of the day is capable. C is for ceaseless, without end. A is for advanced, ahead in position, time, or manner. P is for persistent, never gives up. A is for ambitious, greatly desirous of power. B is for beaming, shining brightly. L is for legitimate, something that is obtained or owned in an appropriate or legal manner. E is for effervescent, vivacious, and enthusiastic.
Say that word again.
Effervescent. It's a new word.
Oh, God. Okay, can you tell us what the definition of that? That just sounds like.
It is vivacious and enthusiastic.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
They should have Val after that.
Effervescent.
Would anybody disagree with that?
Not
at all. All righty then. Well, I'm ready. I don't know about you guys, but I am so ready for this conversation. And with that being said, I'm coming in hot.
All right.
I'm coming in hot. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. What do you say to your haters who doubted your abilities? And I'm going to start with Tierra because I cannot start with this one over here. Tierra, I'm going to start with you. What do you say to them? Because we're going to help people evolve in this.
What's the question? What do you say to your haters?
What do you say to your haters who doubted your abilities?
Okay, I'm going to say something.
Say it.
I think what makes them haters is that they don't doubt my ability. They're very aware of what I'm capable of.
Say it.
There you go. Say it again.
Which make them hate.
Yeah, I think the point of it is so that, you are intimidated or feel rejected by them or frustrated with, whatever antics they try, so that you stop being or doing that thing that they know that you're very capable of doing. So I mean, I don't have anything to say to my haters. Honestly,
keep it pushing.
Yeah, like I have so much support and love in my life. Like, who cares? I honestly, if I'm being transparent, like when those moments do happen, it is frustrating. And it does take a minute to recognize that, this is not a new thing. You've dealt with this before.
Yes.
And my go-to, and it's a very humbling response, I pray for them, because if you knew who you were and what you're capable of, you wouldn't even have time to deal with that. You wouldn't even respond this way to me being in the room with you.
Girl. What you say? Being in the room.
You too can do just as much as I'm doing.
You can. And I think that comes from you not believing that you are capable or have your own light in another area, right?
It may not be this area, but in another area.
Yeah, I think anyone that can respond that way, they need prayer. And they can't afford for me to be so mad that I can't pray for them.
Come on.
Oh, okay. Now, Meka, I'm going to ask you, you may do yours that way, or you may do yours a little different. Give it to him, because on the Love and Victory show,
Honey.
we got somebody out there that's going to need to hear it on all sides.
course.
So give it to them just like you give it to them.
That part.
Okay.
Well, first I want to say thank you to all of you. As a matter of fact, I need more, because the more I have, it's the more motivation for me to make it. So thank you for all of my haters. I'm going to touch on what our friend Cat Williams said. You need at least 10 a day. If you're not gathering 10 more a day hating on you, you're doing something.
Yeah,
wrong.
you must be doing something.
Right? He said, I need more of you. I need more of you, because, people that know me, that grew up with me, know that it wasn't easy. And I
Go ahead.
It was a struggle. And I, grew up, excuse me, in the hood, grew up in the ghetto. And I decided I am not going to be a product of what
Your
I come
environment.
from.
Yeah.
So I decided to go ahead and take myself out of it. And once I did, the door started to open. And that came with changing my mindset.
So them haters.
Because they expected me to stay right where I was at.
And they kept trying to pull you back into it.
And then Matt used to Diddy. Thank you. Honey, that's when you popped that collar and didn't turn it down.
Okay, y'all. We gonna get
You heard that, Abigail? Be not conformed, but be ye transformed.
Yes.
by the renewing. I love it. So I'm gonna take that on over to Abigail, since he called your name. How do you handle it?
Handle the haters? Act like they don't exist.
Okay.
Because if you're hating on me, you got problems, girl, because I'm that girl. I'm beautiful. I'm funny. I'm friendly. I'm gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? So if you're hating, it's because you got something going on inside. So I really believe that I don't have haters. Because why would you?
Why would you?
Psychopath.
That's the question I would have. I mean, why would you hate on anyone?
Right. Internal.
Something internal.
Yeah.
Sure.
But before we get to yours, Brother Carter, because I know I love the way he's going to bring all this here back to circle.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I do. So, Aaron, if you can scoot over to the mic and the camera that's on the other side of the room. And I'm going to ask you, have you ever had a hater? And if so, how do you deal with them?
That's an amazing question. But I honestly, I don't think of them as haters. I think everyone has their own things that they've got going on. And they've probably, it's like, they'll try to take it on me, try to be all sly or passive, however they're feeling in the moment. But that's just where they're at. I mean,
you just keep it pushing.
I have more to add.
Okay.
It's on a different vein, I promise.
Okay.
So the saying haters are my motivators. I really do live by that. If I acknowledge their existence, if I get to that point, I really do use them as motivators. I always tell this story. So when I was in high school, my senior year, I was on the dance team, and if you've ever been a part of something like that, they feed you like crazy. They give you Chick-fil-A, pizza, hot dogs all the time, right? And so I was telling my friends, I was like, I had watched this video on veganism and being vegetarian and how they treat the animals and stuff. And I was like, I told my friends just kind of I think I might try to be vegan or something. And they laughed in my face. And these are my close friends. You know how friends are. There wasn't anything hateful, but they were laughing in my face. It was like, yeah, right. Of course you love Chick-fil-A. You love this, you love that. So that day, I didn't eat meat for 2 years, starting with that day.
Wow.
So
they were your motivators.
They were my motivators. I didn't go full vegan till a month after that. I'm not anymore. She changed. But I did it.
But you did it because you.
And I held on to it because I'm like, no, these girls thought that I couldn't do it.
Hey,
and here I am.
There you go.
It brought that cussing spirit. Y'all don't even be cussing no more.
I love it. So now I'm going to take this to Diamond. Diamond, you want to go ahead and give, how do you deal with it?
I don't even respond. Honestly, I'm not a person of very much words. So But like Abby said, I do use it as motivation. If you don't believe in me and you doubt me, that's just fueling the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm petty. So if you tell me I'm not gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Abigail.
Even if I didn't want to do it that bad, I'll shut up.
Yeah, don't believe me, just watch.
Don't believe
And that's
me.
my creed right there.
So
I can-
haters tell you what you can't do.
Well, yeah, they
That's
have a way of dropping those seeds, either by making jokes about somewhere that you were in the past or something that you haven't achieved, or looking at who they think you are today. How could you do this? You know? So, Brother Carter, I'm going to ask you, what do you say to haters or doubters?
Okay, I believe haters is a form of jealousy. And so I can't control people being jealous of me. And so with things I don't have control over, I try not to give it much attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to do anything to make you jealous or hate me. You know, that's different if I'm trying to do that to make you hate me or be jealous of me, but I'm just being me.
Yeah.
And if you jealous or hate me for me being me, you
That's
jealous and hating God. Because he made me in the image that I am. So
Well said.
Well, I think I love the comments that everybody has made here. It's kind of like a combination of who and how I deal with situations depending on the situation. Now, I used to allow it to get inside of me and really control how I'm going to react to the situation.
Right. We're
And
coaching on that for years.
And most of the time, Brother Carter, and most of the time, the haters would win. Because I dealt with a lack of confidence, a lack of, it wasn't so much of a lack of self-esteem, but I always, because I've never been a person that you just gonna do me any kind of way, but I did lack confidence. And so as I grew older and then wiser and having such a strong family structure, the family that God has blessed me with, an amazing husband, I can walk.
Bless you.
God bless you. Brother Carter. You know, I can walk in a room and I can see you and don't see you, because I know that if someone is having an issue with me, it's never my intent to hurt you. That's on you. So I'm going to love on you and keep it pushing. So if I can give anybody that shows up in a room and you don't feel like you belong and you've been invited and you chose to come, do not give your haters the satisfaction that you're going to not enjoy yourself.
That's right.
So show up, be who you are, and know that you belong and you can handle it.
We have a comment from Monique. She said, it's the ones that say little everything, your little car. I see you got that little job, little out of my face. I will say I've accidentally done this because I use it as like a filler word, you know, so I have done that before, but then but yeah, when people do that over like too much.
Play down.
But you know people's intention when they're saying it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I love that comment. We're going to keep it pushing. So
We actually have another comment.
Go ahead.
Steven said, Val, don't ever feel insecure about yourself. You have the mental strength, which nowadays many people don't have.
Well, you know, Stephen, thank you so much. That was the past.
That's not her anymore.
That was that little Val. And I thank you so much for recognizing that, because my mental strength is unbelievable. I know it's through the roof. And I'm not saying it in a bragging way. I'm just so grateful for what God has done for me. I can walk into a room and there is no fake, there is no shade. I am truly walking in with the true person of who I am.
You're one bold individual. That's what I say.
Come on with it now. All righty, then we're going to keep it moving.
Who tell somebody?
Oh, Lord.
Who would tell somebody that you speak to them and they don't speak back, and you turn around and say, you can say hello?
Exactly.
Go tell them.
Val.
But most people would just go on about their business and say, you know, that's idiot over here.
Rude.
So
yeah, you see me.
Yeah.
Well, this is based off of a conversation I was sharing with him about our security. See, God will move people out that don't mistreat his children.
Right.
And so in my office space here at the studio, we walk into the office, and I would watch this security guard. And security is right at my door. Yeah, that's why we chose this space, because we're that. And I want God to make sure we're good. And so I would walk in. If this particular security guard was on duty, he would not. I would say good morning. I would say hello. He wouldn't speak. But I would watch him speak to other people. And I was fit to be tired. I'm like, no, I'm not paying rent on this space. I am not going to let you sit outside of my door and give my space bad energy. And you will not disrespect me. We're going to get this together today. Today is the last day. And so.
And you did that.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, God done moved him on. And so who did he run to last week and say, so where you going? He was carrying his boxes out of here. I said, where you going? He said, oh, they just told me my dad's, I said, well, he said, I don't know what I did. I said, well, was everybody leaving?
She told me he need to fix his attitude.
I say, well, I go back to what we talked about. You got to fix your attitude, and I'm sure you're going to land somewhere else. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I wish you well. Yeah.
He did have a weird energy.
Yes. You have to treat people. And sometimes we look at people as if they are less than or I'm better than. Everybody. Hello hurts nobody. Good morning hurts nobody. Good morning. How you doing?
That's easy.
That's easy. That's easy. Okay. That's why you dim my light. I'm sorry, Brother Carter. You brought it up.
All right. I know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Back to the matter
How
at
do
hand.
you stay positive? How do you stay positive in dark times?
That's a good question.
I know. And I'm going to turn this to Tierra because Tierra is going through some things. I want you to come real with.
She's coaching many people through
yes,
these.
she is. And while going through, she is still being very positive and helping people.
Yeah.
How do you stay? Because you're always so this. How do you stay there?
Just that energized.
I don't stay there. Sometimes I have to disconnect and go back to the source to get back there. I definitely have dealt with situations that were very depressing and caused a lot of anxiety. And I've caught myself in cycles of being a huge complainer. And I can hear myself talking and I'm like, dang, girl, like, but you can't stop it. It's like word vomit coming out because the Bible talks about like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So that's something that's in me that I'm really feeling. And I mean, I don't know, this might be a typical answer from me, but I really have to, once I get to a certain level of frustration where I feel like I don't have, control over the situation and I'm starting to feel defeated. I have but one place to go. And I have to go and something that I've recently started doing is I take a prayer walk. I go for a run and immediately after I go for a prayer walk, and even if I can't make it for the run, I have to have my prayer walk. And I've seen that over time, it has really helped to center me. Because the situations don't always change. Sometimes God even allows the persecution or the frustration or the overwhelm because he's like, you've gotten a little bit too comfortable depending on yourself.
That part right there.
You were riding on autopilot. You were just getting up and going every day thinking like, okay, I know what to do in this situation. It's just like you have a GPS and, you're used to your route. But the GPS is actually saying go a different way because it knows that there's traffic ahead. But you're like, no, I always go this way. So you end up hitting the traffic. It's like that. You got comfortable with the route. I wake up, I do this. Let
me ask you a question then real quick.
Okay.
Do you have to buy into those emotions and feelings and disappointments that come your way?
So I think that we're human. So it's important for us to feel what we're feeling, but not worship our feelings and stay there and make decisions based on our feelings. And even when I look back and I'm like, well, dang, I didn't have to say that. I didn't have to do that. Like, dang, I really allowed this situation to get to me. I repent, like, okay, God, like, how can I better handle this? And there's grace for me. And it's, I don't have to walk around feeling ashamed of how I responded before. But I think the thing with me, and my dad always tells me when I talk to him, he was like, I know you're upset or frustrated, but you're going to do the right thing. I know you're going to do the right thing. But that's because my resolve is always, and I've told people this, like, I know I'm talking junk today, but if I come back different, it's not because I'm being fake. It's because I have to answer to the Lord for everything. So if he say change your attitude, I'm changing my attitude.
There you
and
go.
I'm going to keep pushing until I can get to that place where I'm seeing what this is for. And I'm one of those people that I really believe everything is for a reason.
Right.
Every situation is to develop my character, whether it be I need to be more humble, whether it be I need to be more resilient. I see everything as for a purpose. The Lord doesn't allow anything to happen to me just to torment me.
Now, one more question on that, on the conversation here. Have you ever found yourself saying something or doing something to someone else to cause them friction or harm or cussing them out or whatever, and the Lord told you to repent, and you went back to the individual to
Make it right.
apologize to them? Have you ever had to apologize to
Absolutely.
another individual?
Now, and this mostly happens with my family. This mostly happens with my family. And I've gone back and I've sat with something and I said, you know what? You didn't have to do that. Because sometimes we're so focused on what the other person did. Is, so how I responded is just what it is. But it was like, I made it worse, or I brought it to another level it didn't have to go to. And so with that, I do go back. And I've done this with my parents, my siblings, my friends. I say, you know what? I didn't have to say that like that. Or, I'm sorry for the way that I said that. I'm sorry that I said it at all.
Though, to be able to recognize that you went through something like that and you'll be able to comprehend that you did say something wrong, that you and willing to apologize about it.
Well, to me,
there's a lot of emotions that take place.
Can we get into our conversation?
No, it's for everyone. But there's a lot of emotions that take place sometimes, and we don't even want to recognize that we are doing something wrong. But we always want to point the finger at the other person.
Well, I think that's a human nature, and I think that's not really wanting to deal with the truth of what's going on.
Can I add one more thing to that? I'm sorry. And then
go ahead.
Because Val, like, baby, y'all gonna let me talk. My saying that I've been saying since I was like probably in college is, when I take responsibility for my part in everything that happens to me, I empower myself.
There you go. 100%.
So I'm practicing to have a conversation with my baby girl. So that's why I'm talking.
Oh, but you ain't got to call people out like that. Okay, you ain't got to call people out like this.
Oh Lord.
So I'm going to
turn. Angel, I love you to death, but we got to have a conversation.
Oh, that's how we do it in the Carter house. We just call it out and deal with it. Okay, so I'm going to turn to Meka with that same question. Meka, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Do you remember what he asked her, or you forgot? Okay, I'm gonna.
I think I forgot.
I'll start with me. I'm gonna start with mine because they was having their own conversation. How do you stay positive in dark times? You went through some dark times, and how? And sometimes we still go through them. How do you stay positive? Because you always have a smile. You're always. How do you stay positive?
She just look in the mirror and say, damn, girl, you sure look good.
Sometimes. And, I had to work up to that. But let me tell you, it started out with a storm, a thunder, lightning, all of that. And I had to learn, like, Tierra was saying, I had to learn who I was because I didn't know. I didn't even love myself. So I was creating a lot of storms in my life because of pain. And so I had to learn that, I can't continue to go through my adulthood trying to get over my childhood.
Okay. I cannot. There is somebody. I don't connect with a lot of people. I don't bring them really close to me in my personal space. But it was something about how God just thrust her in my life. And at the time in which he thrust her in my life. And so I'm not going to let you just skate by. And so I feel comfortable, and I want you to really be a blessing to someone out there, because they can see all this shine and have no idea of where you came from to get to where you are. I want you, if you would.
They see the glory, but they don't know the story.
And if you would, I want you to just take a moment and just give them a little taste. Give them a taste of the struggle in the dark time.
Right. Well, at a young age, I was abused mentally, physically, emotionally. And so that led me to lead a life of crime, starting at 13. So what I did, I was trying to fill a void. I didn't want to feel that that pain, because it was like no one can hurt you like your family, your mother, you know. So I was deflecting, and so I went out and I did whatever I wanted to do that made me happy. So that led me to get myself in a lot of trouble. And so through that trouble, with the law, I had to learn, you know, how many times do I have to bump my head in order for me to know who I am, you know? So after all the bumps on the head, the crying, the kicking, the screaming, I had to learn to love myself. And I started meditating. And, you know, my mentor got me on that path, and that helped me to clear out all the hate, all the anger, the anguish that I was holding on to, harboring, because I didn't know how to filter that, you know? And so once I started meditating and praying, because I grew up in church first, you know, every Sunday you're going to church. Yeah. So I want to reflect on that. It was instilled and embedded in me. And grandmother said, if you are not dying, you're going to go sing in the choir. So I was up every Sunday singing. And so I had to go back to that. I had to go back to the morals and the values that were instilled in me in the beginning and realize, you know, I am somebody. You know, I'm not who I was told I was, you know, what they said I couldn't be because of the struggle that you've been through, because of the life of, you know, the crime, that you won't be able to be anybody. You won't get a job. You can't have a career, and all of this and that. And I was educated, went to school, but I just chose to do what I wanted to do.
Well, it wasn't that. And I appreciate you saying do what you want to do, but it was if you don't mind, and I have no problem with you correcting me, but it sounds like to me it was the shackles that were placed on you as a child, because as a child, you were not prepared to make the decisions that you were forced to make based off of other people trauma that they placed on you.
Absolutely.
Other adults, young adults. So, and if I can,
Meka.
No, I have to hold myself back, because when people tell you can't, I'm one that believes in that you can. So I understand why God thrust you in my life, because when we met, it was God's way of still shining that light on me, saying that, see, you're not the only one that I brought through.
That's right.
And there is a journey that you have. And so the reason I asked you to tell your story, because there's so many young adults out there making life-altering decisions or have made life, I want to give up.
That's right.
And I wanted Tierra to come, I wanted Meka to come on here and be very transparent with them, because you can't, just because this is where you're at today does not mean this is where you're going to be at tomorrow.
That's right.
And so I wanted you to be very transparent.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. And, you know, to add to the transparency, it was, you know, I was locked up. I went to jail numerous of times. It wasn't just when. It started from
13
group home to juvenile to county jail to the penitentiary.
Yes.
So I was in the, you know,
all facet of
it, you know, water, the state and everything. So it took a long time for me to let go of the trauma, the pain that led me in down the paths that I did. And, you know, it was to the point, you know, I was victimized. I was raped at 13. My mother didn't believe me. So it was so many things. And I held on to that. You know, for many, many years, I held on to that pain, because I felt like, well, if my mother can do these things to me, who else will care? You know, so it took a long time. And through that, I just thank God, because I leaned back to what I know, you know, and it brought me out of that darkness. You know, some people recognize the light, but they can't handle the glare.
They can't handle the glare. Ooh.
You know what I mean? So I was always that light, because I was a happy person, but because of someone else's trauma, they wanted me to be in the darkness.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And my spirit just couldn't sit right. And I'm fighting. It was a battle for me.
So what was the turning point for you?
The last time I went to jail, you know, I can laugh about it now, but the turning point for me, it was
just like a rock bottom experience.
Yeah.
Last time.
What age was that?
I was 24.
Okay.
I was 24. I had to do 3 years in the penitentiary. They were trying to give me 15 years. And so I just said, okay, now.
Let me tap back into what I
I cannot, like, this has got to stop. Why am I continuously doing this? Because now I can't blame anybody. I can't blame my mother. I can't blame my father for not being. I can't continue to pass that baton. I have to take responsibility.
I like you saying that, because a whole lot of people, I remember coming out of my trauma, just always like to blame mom and dad, especially my daddy, because he wasn't there. And and it came to a point where you say, you know what, boy, you can't allow what you believe didn't take place for you to make that become the reason why you out here on drugs and all this kind of stupid stuff you doing.
Right.
You have to take accountability for yourself at some point. And so that's I love you saying that, because it reminded me of a time where I was in. And
not wanting to take accountability. Yes. And all right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. And that just came from me not wanting to look in the mirror and face who I was and who I was being and becoming. And I decided, that is not the woman that I want to become.
Right.
At some point now I need to change and let go of this cycle. And break the cycle.
And I can honestly tell you guys, my circle is so tight. She's been tried and tested, and I can tell you, nobody but God could have brought this young woman through what she's been through. Talking about character, talking about a heart, a giving heart of wanting to help others in true blue, and not walking around with this stain that society will put on you, or that maybe you've put on yourself. And so for anyone that's listening out there that probably feel like, hey, maybe I'm not deserving of this, or maybe I'm not worthy to be, it's not going to get any better. So it's just whatever. I'm here to tell you, with a true example sitting here. We all are example. Yes, it is. And it's nothing fake. She's refined gold. She's been through the fire. And I tell you, when God refine you and put you under that heat, and you stay there and you allow him to do the work and what needs to happen, you turn out like this. You turn out like this. You turn out like this. So I just wanted to share that. And thank you for being so honest. And I'm going to turn that.
You look like nothing you've been through.
And it's funny, and I'm gonna let it go.
No, go ahead.
After that, and that's one thing my grandmother always told me: you don't have to look like what you've been through. And that I held on to that, because again, I'm not, I don't hide it, but again, when you start to change, and you start to love yourself, and it took a long time. And I mentored young women, because it's hard when you grow up in an environment that women aren't told how beautiful they are, how educated you can be, how great you are. You just don't have to be a baby mama.
Yes.
You just don't have to be having a bunch of kids or disrespected, called the B word all the time. You are a queen. You are somebody. And one thing, and I'll end this, and through it all, I remember that he loves me and he cares, and he'll never come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Never.
But through it all, I remember that he loves me and he cares, and he'll never put more on me than I can bear.
Honey, come on. I told y'all these two. Okay, Tierra, you want to take a little bit of this here, just now knowing her story?
Absolutely.
I want you to share something that you believe.
Free now, sister. You free now.
Come on now, Tierra. What you got for us?
I just, for somebody to be able to have that high level of confidence, and I just see like a pattern, even knowing your story, it's like the difference between it being in you and not on you. People that come out being really confident. And it's not really confidence. I teach my clients this. The opposite of insecurity is not confidence, it's security.
Mm-hmm.
Security has to do with being deeply rooted in something. It's a deep work that has to happen. It's a transformation. Y'all mentioned that scripture earlier. Don't be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed. When we allow that transformation to happen, that's why we don't let people dim our light, because we know what we had to go through. We know the low places that we've been in. We know the insecurities that we used to operate in. So when you get that transformation and you finally get it, like, I'm not just a number. Like, God had all of these things in mind when he created me. Like, the Bible talks about how his thoughts towards us outnumber the grains of sand on the beach. Like,
come on.
Like, he didn't make any mistakes. He was very detailed, very intentional with how he put me together. Like, I'm not a mistake.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very mindful of me, and he consistently is very mindful of me. So when you start to really understand for yourself, because something can be a fact, but it doesn't change you because you don't believe it. Someone just taught me earlier this week, it's a difference between like having faith, right? So when you start to finally get that revelation that God made me on purpose, and he has more for me than what I'm limiting myself to because I don't believe him. I believe in him. I go to church, but I don't believe him. So now that I believe him, what are the possibilities on the other side of that? And when you start to tap into that, this is what you get. This is what you get. Confidence is a feeling, and a lot of us chase it because we want to feel good about ourselves, but you don't really get security until you allow that deep work to happen. And it comes with, you know, accepting accountability for our lives and not allowing even our parents or, you know, whoever abused us or whoever that is to define you and to continue to like have that power to speak the narrative over your life. And I'm just encouraged that, like, for some people it feels impossible, but it's not rocket science. The work that God has done in all of us in this room, while we might have had different sets of circumstances and our rock bottoms look different and the things that traumatized us look different, all of those things look different. The way that God brought us out is the same.
It's the same. Come on now.
It was know who I am and believe who I am and believe how much I love you. I care for you, how much I want more for you.
And that's the difference than just saying I'm a Christian.
It's so much
different. You know, when I hear people, oh, I go to church, oh, I do this, oh, I'm always there.
That's great.
But when the storm comes, and I'm glad you're there, but when the storm comes, but you're still falling apart. At what point? And don't get me wrong, sometimes the storms are so heavy that you just want to just ball up in a fetal position. And that's okay. But are you going to stay balled up in that fetal position? And are you going to fall apart every time something happens? Don't let your circumstance dim your light.
That's right.
And it's so important, guys. And we're going to go to some of these comments and we're going to get everybody involved. It's so important to really check your circle. You know, there are people and situations that God allow to come into your life. But he also gives you the wisdom to know if those people belong or are there to stay in your life, or is something about them that he wants you to see, that he wants to change in your life. Excuse me. So be mindful, be vigilant, and also be protective of your village.
So one thing about God, he's so good that if someone don't belong in your world, you won't see them very long in your world.
Anyway.
No.
Without you doing nothing. You don't have to do a doggone thing sometime, and God will just graciously.
Well, sometimes God wants you to. I agree with you on that on a point. On a point, but I do think that in order for you, as you grow, you're growing in God and what He wants you to do. I think that there are times that He wants you to recognize certain situations and certain people in your life. And it's not saying that he wants you to dislike them, but because if you don't do anything and God just moves everything out of your life, where are you going to be able to kind of
grow? There's no growth.
You get what I'm saying? So I do think in some cases you have to be able to say, I see you. It's unhealthy for me to have you in my life. Don't mean that I don't want the best for you. Don't mean that I don't love you, but you're not healthy for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to ask that you exit center stage.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Since I was in college, if you're not sure who those people are, this is the most dangerous prayer you can pray. I've literally been praying it since college. And even when I wasn't even living right, I have seen God do something every single time. God, if there are people in my life,
come on now.
You better.
Reveal
That's
them
right.
to me, or
that should not be in my life, that are
hindering me
to me being in relationship with you. Help me to remove myself from them. But if I'm not able to, if I don't have the strength, you remove them.
You remove them.
Right.
Every time I have prayed that prayer and you just sit back and watch the things that start to randomly happen and the relationships that start to fall apart.
Oh,
Sometimes the action you need to take is simply asking that question.
I ain't got to say no more. Well, we're going to take this conversation and we're going to see what the people are saying out there.
Yes. So we have some comments. And again, for some reason, everyone on Facebook is showing up as Facebook user. I apologize for that.
I think it's something going on with Facebook. You know, they can.
Monique not showing up like that.
No, she's on YouTube.
She's on YouTube.
Okay.
That's that Facebook.
Monique did say y'all got
I
Dustin
see names on Facebook. I see
on your side, but not on my side.
Okay.
Monique said y'all got dust in my eyes this morning. Somebody said if you have the thing that means you deserve it. God made you for this.
Oh, come
That's
on.
right.
I love it.
And then they said we're doing great.
Okay.
Bailey said hello to Tierra. Hey sister. Somebody also said, so true. Those are the most dangerous human beings.
Yes.
Monique also said, and you must not run. I cannot talk today. You must not run from those relationships.
Right.
Yeah. So those are some comments that we have.
Okay. And that's over on, I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm going to do something a little different. I don't know if it's different, but I'm going to ask my husband. You said that haters don't bother, you don't even see them. You don't even deal with them. But for someone, for a male out there that may not be built like you, what would you, or how would you advise them in handling situations? Because they do deal with it, or it is there in their face. You're old school, but they may be new school. What words and please don't tell them, just don't deal with it.
No, I'm going to say this though. If something is troubling you and someone is troubling you, speak up. Say something. Because they will continue if you never say anything about it. And so that's the best advice I can give anybody out there, both male and female.
I love
somebody saying something to you and it affects you, let them know.
That's right.
I like that. That's real good, because I think when you're quiet about it and you don't say anything, people think that it's okay, and you're giving them a pass to just keep on doing, and it's only going to get worse. So thank you. I like that. Tierra, what would you say? Same question.
Can you repeat?
Take it. Okay. If there is I said a young male, so for him, and I'm going to say a person that may not be as strong and developed as you've become through this journey in dealing with haters or someone trying to dim your light, what would you share with them? Or what would you say to them?
I would say from where you are, start with reflecting. I don't think we reflect enough. There's been things that I've written down when I've been in high emotion, when I've been going through things, that over time has kind of been the birthplace and launching pad for when I came out of that thing. So if you can just sit down and reflect and ask yourself the hard questions. Sit and reflect on those things, and you'll be surprised the stuff that comes out of you. And the way that your confidence will grow when you build that level of like self-awareness. And then the second part of that is don't just stay in that level of self-awareness, but also to start having those conversations with the Lord. Like, okay, God, why did this happen to me? Or, how can this thing be used? Or I think a recent prayer that I prayed was, Lord, what person in the Bible or what story in the Bible can I draw strength from in my situation right now? And he answered.
Yeah.
So I would say reflection, like sit still. We always trying to like respond and do the next thing and go to the next place and just get past this thing. But I really think that stillness and just sitting with stuff sometimes is really impactful in coming out of it.
Yeah.
And how
9 times out of 10, if someone is hating on you, you really need really need to look at who this person is. And 9 times out of 10, you look at the person, you say, "Oh, I see why you're trying to knock me down."
Yeah.
So, I'm looking at you and I'm like, okay, I see where this is coming from. You just reflecting your own being, where you are in your life. And you trying to put that on me. No. Mama ain't going down like that.
But that's usually, and that's so true. You really do need to look at that.
You need to look at where it's coming from.
But also when you're in it, most of the time, people that are struggling with esteem and confidence
with their own self,
they don't know how to separate that.
That's why you listen and come to the Love and Victory show, so we can have that good advice.
There you go. There you go. Same question.
How I deal with my haters.
Yeah. What would you tell the other people?
Well, I would just,
the first question and the last question.
the young sister or brother that have had your journey, a similar journey. What would you leave them, or what would you share with them?
I would share, stay as optimistic and prayerful as possible. And if you don't know how to pray, go to your nearest church and ask somebody to pray with you. It can be anywhere. If you don't want to go to the church, find someone.
I'm going to say right here, here's a simple thing. I don't have to be in a church. I go to church, but you can stop wherever you're at right now.
That's right.
And you can just say that simple prayer that Brother Carter always has taught us on here. Our Father. Keep that our Father. Or you can just say, Daddy, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Right.
I need you. Talk to him just like he's your daddy, your father, somebody that is important to you. It doesn't have to be grand like anybody else. Just say, I need you.
That's right.
Open up yourself to him so he can come in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One thing about God, he can hear you in any language.
That's
any
right.
language.
He hear the language in the hood. He know your heart.
He know your heart.
That's what he's looking at. He ain't looking at the words that's coming out of your mouth.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. But, I would definitely say, pray and start, the storm is going to come. I had to learn there is going to be, you can't have life without any opposition.
Right.
So it's all about how you weather the storm, not how you fall. It's how you get up, so through all of that, remain vigilant, remain strong as you can, and lean on the ones that are helpful to you.
Yeah, I love that. And then also tell your story so nobody can hold it over your head. You understand? Because people will weaponize you with any little bit.
You got to get ahead of it.
You get ahead of it.
That's
tell the truth. Put it out there.
Put it out there.
The truth shall set you free.
And find yourself a Bible.
Come on now.
And read the Bible. And learn to understand the Bible. Learn to trust the Bible. Learn to just believe in the Bible.
Come on.
Right.
Then you have some sand in front of your door when the storms start coming. You have some wood.
Now let me. Can I just?
When the wood on the windows, you got something to protect yourself with. When you get the word of God in your heart, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's right.
When you go through a storm, you know people that don't have God in their heart. When they go through a storm, they just everywhere. Every wind and doctrine that come their way, they just blow away.
Yes.
But if you got the word of God in you, in your heart, in your mind, trust and believe, you got some foundations to stand on when these storms come in your life, because they're coming.
They gonna come.
Trust and believe.
All right, Brother Carter, we got he was a preach to y'all. We got this here.
The storm is
y'all
coming.
got him fired up this morning.
And I want to add Psalms 23.
Okay, come on now.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Girl, you better stop beating on that
Yes.
You know, thou are with me no matter where you go. Like Brother Carter said, where you go, what you do, he's always there. We are the ones that leave.
Nah.
So I'm gonna leave it with that.
Oh, girl. Okay.
I like the end of that prayer, knowing that grace and mercy, both of them,
come on,
gonna follow me all
the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of. Don't have me. I'm gonna start singing in a minute. We gonna start.
Can you trying to? Don't
got my song in my spirit right now. I got a song.
Come on now. We still got a little time. Give me a little hum. You want to humilize?
I'm gonna let you. Come on.
Blue, my house was built on you.
Come on now.
Mm.
Come on.
You better go.
You got a little something you want to give them? Go on it on. I hear.
Melodies from heaven.
Come on now, y'all go.
Rain down on me. Rain down on me. Melodies.
Nah, y'all just, I told you my village is cold. All right. Y'all don't know. Don't look on the outside and think you know the story. Come on.
I got a song. I've been down one time. And I've been down 2 times.
Come on. You better tell her.
Oh, y'all hot.
I love it.
Okay, Diamond, what you got to leave the people with? We gonna try to end. We trying to wrap this show up.
Oh, I'm really just soaking in everything everyone's saying.
Well, I'll come back to you. I got Aaron. Aaron, come on over here to this mic, cause baby. Because
right, sing and talk.
Sing and talk.
Both.
All I can say, Abigail, get ready. I got something for you.
No, literally, it was that one song by Chris Tomlin's like, my chains are gone.
Come on now.
I've been set free.
Mm-hmm.
My God, my Savior has ransomed me.
Come on.
And like a flood, his mercy reigns. Unending love. Amazing grace.
All right
now,
baby.
I love it.
The voices are in the building. It's praise and worship.
The building.
Okay, that's what
in the building. Okay, come on, flip it on over there. Come on, Abigail. You know I'm coming for you.
Our camera went out.
That's okay. But
I will not be singing.
They know your voice.
I will not be singing. I also don't hate me. Don't know a Christian song.
It don't have to be his wedding.
Okay.
No, mine was not.
It was not Christian.
Because I was drowning in the sea of love right
there. So. you just be who you are and whatever you want to leave the people with. But the reason I was coming for you this morning, let me tell you something. Abigail loves to just kind of brush past her gift. But she is such a blessing to me in so many ways. And she never likes to put that little gift that's out there before people. She always,
she's the singer in the room.
She makes the joke. She loves to make the joke. Oh, you got to pay me. But see, I want her to understand that God's already paid the price. And so when you are asked for what God has put inside of you, for where you're going down the road, just give them a taste because you never know who's gonna hit.
For real?
For real, right now. Come on.
What song?
Okay, we're gonna come back to you, Diamond, while you think of it, because you're gonna do it before
you better sing.
Come on, Diamond. What you gotta leave the people with? I know you're a car. We ain't
I'm supposed to be singing.
No. That's not your gift. You got that from your daddy. Okay, so what's your gift, baby? What you want to leave the people with?
I would say I can rap.
Come on, what you gonna leave the people with? You got that word. Come on now.
I've had some good days.
Lean on me.
Lean on me. You're not strong.
I know that's right.
I hope you can.
I know that's right.
There you go. All right, I love it. I know that's right. That's good, baby. Come on, Abigail.
Y'all are making me nervous.
That's okay. Just make it real quick. We want a real quick one. Come on. Just a line.
Just a line.
Just a line. Come on.
Now
she's shy.
Now she's shy.
Come on.
Girl, you better
We're gonna wrap
Abigail.
this thing on. Come on now. Let's go.
Like your family push you at the front of the church.
Look like Sarah trying to get on here and sing a song.
I know that's right. Come on.
What is that? Keisha Cole song?
Yeah, you sing whatever your heart desire. Come on. Go.
I forgot the words. Miss Carter put me on the spot. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna do Twinkle, Twinkle,
Shine.
No.
how I
I'm not gonna let you move.
Okay.
Make it
Come
quick.
back to me. You say something, then I'll come back to me.
Okay.
I need to look up the lyrics.
Y'all are so petty
If I'm
around
gonna
here.
sing, I'm gonna sing.
Okay, I'm gonna say this here. I have
You
absolutely.
didn't sing one.
Baby, I know my gift, and that ain't one. I stay in my lane. But what I do know I'm gifted, I am okay with saying where I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to pour into. While she's getting her song together, it's so Abigail.
Mhm.
I had to look up the lyrics. You know?
I again have to tell all of our amazing followers, the Carter crew.
Yes, yes.
I want to thank you guys, and we're going to go out with Abigail in this song here. I thank you guys for just continuing to share and to like and to follow, telling your friends. We're truly celebrating here today and every day, and I hope that you guys will continue to just enjoy the show. Next Saturday, we are going to start at from 9 to 11. Next Saturday, we're having a big celebration in honor of you guys, of hitting that 100,000 subscribers.
Yes.
I looked at it this morning, and I think that we're almost
109, 110.
110. We're kicking butt out there. Thank you guys so much. We don't take this lightly. Yeah. It is not easy getting up and getting here to the station early in the morning. Thank y'all for the sacrifice to my amazing guests this morning. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much, Meka, for coming in here and being transparent. I didn't share your story with anybody because it's your story to tell.
Right.
And I thank you for being honest.
You're very welcome.
100%.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, you'll be back. Tierra, I love you so much.
Love you back.
You have always been just a
shining star.
Yes, and you just have that way of taking life and then making it be all right. So even in your situation that God is taking you on this journey that you're coming through.
I hope he moves quickly.
Well, he is moving like he needs you to move because he's changing people that are mistreating, through your walk. So you keep on being who you are.
He's just building your character. That's all.
For sure.
Yeah.
And he is refining them.
Right.
Now he's going to refine them either out like the security guard. Or he's gonna make them better.
No, it has nothing to do with them. It's everything to do with her.
Oh yeah,
I agree. It has everything to do with her because she is the one that's reaching out and screaming out to God for prayer.
I'm going to say that you see there, but I do think that God uses us to help others come out of that place, and it's up to them to accept the opportunity to see something greater for themselves. So keep being that example. Keep being amazing. I love you so much. And thank you for sacrifice. And she got here early, Stephanie. All right. And if you could take us on out of here.
Okay, I'm ready to sing.
All righty.
But can y'all sing with me? Because I know.
I will sing with you.
Absolutely
not.
Start it on off.
I used to think that I wasn't fine enough.
Okay, now.
And I used to think that I wasn't wild enough. But I won't waste my time trying to figure out why you playing games. What's this all about? And I can't believe you're hurting me. I met your girl, what a difference. What you see in her, you ain't seeing me. But I guess it was all just make believe. Oh, love. Never knew what I was missing.
Thank
But I knew when we started kissing.
We love y'all.
I'm
God bless you.